Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome back to Let's Play Darksiders 2. Welcome to the Psychameron, which is way less cool than it sounds, but it's still an alright dungeon. We now have two Lords of the Dead, the Pharisee and the Judicator. The Psychameron is where we get the third, but in the meantime, since we have two puzzle ghosts at our side, that means that they can open up the design space a little bit more for their interdiction puzzles and make them ever more elaborate. This is still essentially a training wheels dungeon, since one, we don't have the maximum number of puzzle ghosts with us, and two, this isn't the City of the Dead, which is the big main dungeon for the zone. Kind of like how the Foundry was the major dungeon for the Forge Lands, and everything else was sort of compact, smaller mini dungeons. This is still really just training you to get used to using the increasingly complex interdiction, the hookshot, the gun, all of these dungeon mechanics that we've been accruing so far. And the City of the Dead will again be a big cumulative final exam style, proper, large-sized dungeon. But for now, we are on our way to get Basilius, who is the third Lord of the Dead. Basilius showed up in that extremely stupid cutscene at the end of the Judicator's tomb. Let's see, we need one of the puzzle ghosts to step on the switch to raise the bridge. That's so the other puzzle ghost can come through the gate and step on the switch. They can phase through walls and gates and stuff, but what they cannot do is walk across the air, or float, or hover, or anything like that. They do need solid ground to walk on. So we're going to send one down there to that switch, and then we're going to get our hookshot out, because remember, when they're in stone form, we can use them as hookshot points. So he not only lowers this gate with a chest behind it, he also lets us cross the gap using the hookshot. And we're going to get interdiction back out, because we're going to do that same style of sequence one more time. Down to the lower ledge on the right in front of us. Was on the left when I started that sentence out. Now the second ghost will go down there. We will repeat. We'll hookshot down to him once he turns to stone and lowers the gate. This bug is getting on my goddamn nerves. There we go. Oh, nope. Bug doesn't want none. Well, good news for the bug. We don't need none anymore. We're gonna peace out. Oh, man. I'm getting bugged by them. Ha 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 ha. This glowing lever will permanently give us an access point back up to the second floor, which had the locked door that we need the key for. If we continue plumbing the depths further down, we will get that key. Just quick fall right down here. There is a puzzle in here that they would like us to solve. It's a very boring puzzle because it's mainly waiting for the puzzle ghosts to just walk around. You have to hit these in a particular order. If you do the correct order, which is middle, right, left, I think, then each one that you hit will cause the chest to lower a little bit, and then the final one will lower all the gates in the room. But at this point, it's low enough that we should just be able to hop up on the ledge. We'll send him just in case. This looks like it might be high enough. Yeah, perfect. We just need to get down here now. Maybe... Nope, maybe opening the chest will work. Oh, no! Is that what that... I think that might be... Yeah, that's definitely no place for a horse. So it looks like we found ourselves a way to fall out of world doing that puzzle incorrectly. Great. So apparently we have to do the puzzle correctly and in the correct order. Because what it seems like what happened there is my puzzle ghost hit the correct switch just as I was from a glitch state floating on top of the spiky gate. Opening the chest up in the middle of that cutscene that plays and that caused me to fall through world. Awesome. We did it the correct and very slow way. We hit all the switches in order and waited for all the ghosts. And our reward is the key that we could have gotten much faster, albeit we wouldn't escape the room. Oh yeah, we would have also had trouble because the gates covering the door. Oh well. I mean, the other thing, if we wanted to skip all that boring waiting around for the ghosts, is we could have just jumped through the locked door, because that is still a thing that we have the option to do. I believe there is a relic up here, hell yeah. And then we can just jump down, use the key that we technically don't need, but we need it if we want to open the door the normal way. By the way, if you hit the switches in the room that we were just in the incorrect order, then you just get enemies spawning in and it resets the puzzle. So it's even more waiting around. That giant spoder is known as Echidna. Achidna. Not like an echidna. Like Knuckles. Echidna, you might remember that name, is one of the bosses that you have to kill for Thane's assassination questline. His side quest. Remember Thane back in Tristone? Echidna is the only one from that quest that you have to fight for the critical path in order to beat the game. The rest of them exist only in side dungeons. So again, we're going to do some more interdicting with our puzzle ghosts to get them to hit switches for us. And we're going to send the other one down here. And then hopefully by the time we're done this wall running this traversal, the puzzle ghost will have hit the switch already. And we can just jump. No, it's going to take him a second to get down there. We're going to get the death grip primed and loaded for when he gets there, because we will need to grip onto him. Oh, no, it doesn't. I have to do this manually, it looks like. It doesn't want me to. Really just didn't want it. Oh, I'm gonna fall anyway. Cool. That worked out great. Smash some more bugs, and we're mostly done with the interdiction stuff in this dungeon, if I recall. There might be one or two more minor puzzles, but yeah, isn't that terribly unexciting? The Psychameron, you think is going to be this surreal dreamscape kind of land. You even get transported there through a magical portal that's shimmering and churning. But it's more or less the same aesthetic and the same style as the other Land of the Dead dungeons. We've opened up yet another shortcut. That's the thing that I probably like the most about the Psychameron, though, is how much it loops back on itself. It's not like a spoken wheel design. It's much more like a tower with a lot of shortcuts. And it looks like an invisible wall is going to force us to use our puzzle ghost to open this gate up, so we wait for him. So clearly they thought about these gates and how inadequately short they are in some instances, but then in other cases they just forget to put an invisible wall so you can't just hop over them. Like, they're aware that that's a thing that you can do, but they don't account for it at every one of those gates. Like, they could just make the gates a few inches taller. And they just didn't want to for some reason. Ah, our puzzle ghost friend. Now we've gone to the other side. This is all we really needed to do. The glowing runes stripped across the floor will dismiss them, and as soon as we summon the ghost for this room, it turns into a giant combat arena. And they can actually flood this room with more enemies because they're trying to, again, demonstrate to you that the Lords of the Dead will fight on your behalf. They'll give you the assist with a small amount of damage, but more importantly, they'll draw enemy aggro, which is even better now that we have two of them. We have essentially two tanks soaking up all the aggro for us. They're good tanks, they are. And then I think between fights... Yeah, with the introduction of this very familiar looking model, I think the ghosts disappear, so we have to resummon them if we want their help. Which is welcome, since this now standardized large body enemy type, the Bone Giant, he will get caught up in their attacks eventually. It'll take a little bit of heat up off of us. You know what, even if they don't do their jobs that well, it's still just fine. Finally, we get some more Scarables. We get two of them, in fact, in this room. It sounds like the other one... I actually don't know what the other one was doing. I thought he was caught up on the two ghosts. Actually, they are drawing its attention, so this turns this into a really simple one-on-one fight. We could make this go a little bit quicker with Reaper form, but I'm saving that for the boss. Oops, you are not who I wanted. I want to finish off this one in low health. Ooh, yeah, I forgot they could actually do that. That's a pretty neat little parry they do with their outer chitin. Attack on chitin. I like it. He is burning, and that's both of them. I think. Yep, there are the gates. Our spoils are not terribly... Where are my ghosts fighting? I hear them up ahead. I guess they were just pounding away on some minor bugs. I guess, because they didn't get desummoned once the two Scarab Hulks were dead. Either way, we are going to open up yet another really cool shortcut. This one will be familiar because it leads back to the very first room of the dungeon. And it will also open up all of these important gates and raise the bridge. So that is the most important switch. And finally, we have a fairly linear path onwards to the boss. There are a couple of goodies hidden just a little bit out of plain sight if we take any of the more open side paths. Like, for instance, I think somewhere around here... Yeah, there is another rune. Relic. Oh, that didn't hit it. Neither of those did. What a bummer. I wanted to top off just a little bit without drinking a health potion. And dust is helpfully guiding us further into the cave. Towards Echidna, who we saw earlier, and towards Basilius, the third Lord of the Dead.
I hoped a champion would arise who could face the corruption, and you have come far, horsemen. A pity that your journey ends here.
Everything that Basilius says just sounds like straight up nonsense. So this is a really cool hybrid fight. And the style of it seems kind of reminiscent of the Dagon fight from the Dagon and Bale fights from Devil May Cry 4. In that you start off in this small circle of light fighting this humanoid-sized enemy, and then once you do enough damage to him, the main body shows itself from out of the shadows, and the fight becomes against it. Except in this case, Basilius has mounted Echidna. And we even get alternating phases like this. Once we do enough damage to Echidna, it becomes all about Basilius again. And Basilius is kind of fun to fight. He's a much better humanoid enemy than some of the ones we've run into thus far. Especially with all his cool dashes, his teleport, air combo stuff. Now, at this lower threshold, we also have Echidna occasionally being called in as an assist. So we got a better look at Echidna earlier. The camera isn't going to give us the most compelling shot of her in this fight, but you'll notice that Echidna looks a lot like Silitha. Silitha was a spider boss in Darksiders 1. Echidna looks an awful lot like her. So it's either that they are showing consistent design in spider enemies between games, or they just reused the asset and slightly altered it. Which, if they are, that's fine, because this fight is completely different from the Silitha fight. But that might be the case that they just reused the asset. So the two things to watch out for are the Lightning Stomp, well, the two things aside from Basilius now being called in as the assist, as opposed to when we were fighting Basilius, Echidna being the assist. A hard tagged out. Gonna do some THCs on me, some attack infinites. Nah, none of that here.
I will ride with you, horsemen, even unto the Lord of Bones.
We caught Basilius.
Judgment.
Now we can throw our Pokeballs out and choose Basilius. And this gives us our third puzzle ghost for use in the City of the Dead main dungeon, and also it allows us to bring them back to the Lord of Bones.
You're wasting my time.
My king, what would you have us do? Suffer. Too long you have slumbered. Too long you have forsaken your duty. I have no more use for you.
What is this? I don't like being toyed with.
They failed me, but you have earned my gratitude. I will send you to one in my kingdom who knows the way to the Well of Souls. But first, there are demons that you must face.
I've already faced and killed many.
Not like these. There is great power bound in that amulet. But your shame stays its unlocking.
I regret nothing.
Oh, I can see beyond your flesh to where the true battle rages.
Oh yeah, Soul Splitter. I forgot that was actually one of the main gimmicks of the City of the Dead. Soul Splitter works very similarly, except, with some cool differences that you'll see.
Horsemen, what did you learn from the Lord of Bones?
I suppose your king lives up to his name, if not his bargains.
The dead king has granted you passage to the city of the dead.
Who must I seek in the city of the dead?
You should worry more about the one who seeks you.
Answer my questions, Scarecrow.
There's no fun in simply telling you.
Then speak no more.
I'd keep watch on my own neck if I were you.
What will I find in the city of the dead? Besides more corpses.
Something far more precious than sinew and bone. Souls, Rider. From every kingdom under a dying sun. In the city, their past life is cleansed, that they may pass through the well and be reborn. Many souls do not survive this purification. Some are driven mad, and a few even manage to escape their bonds.
So that dumps us out right in front of the City of the Dead entrance, which we will start tackling next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one.